What is an N400? Well, there's a question. Over the years, Aston have done a number of N series cars, not just on the slightly older, as you can see here, 2008 car, but they also did an N420 and also an N430 later in Vantage's life. We thought we'd give you a bit of a brief overview to what is an N400. So there's a few things, as you can probably already see by the car, that make this car quite special, and particularly in 2008, when Vantage was already a few years old, they wanted to make some transitional period between the older model and then when they reintroduced Vantage with the 4.7 engine. So today we've got for you this lovely 2008. This is a low mileage Vantage Coupe. And as I say, it is an N400. So there was a number of things or aspects of this car that made them pretty special. Firstly was the colour choices. You only got 3 colours. So you could have, as like what we got here, we got Berwick Black. You could have Carousel Orange, which is quite a rare colour on N400, and was the first time Aston really used orange in their paint lineup as a standard colour, and Lightning Silver. All of which came with a black interior, but there were a choice of stitching that you could have, as well as sort of caliper colours. So there was some personalisation that you could do to the car. So what makes the N400 special? Well, from a exterior point of view, we have these gorgeous lightweight forged 5-spoke wheels with a sports pack suspension. We also have the Magnum meshes that were in the side of the vehicle and also on the bonnet, and a few other sort of subtle design changes compared to, say, an 08 model year Vantage. So you can probably see here we have these, what they call the N400 side sills. So Vantage on the side sills would wrap around underneath the car, and what they needed to do was some slightly different aerodynamics on the car. They put this side sill on the vehicle, and that became sort of a staple part of the Vantage range. Slightly more aggressive in the later model years, slightly softer on these earlier cars. From the side profile though, you probably can't see a great deal of difference with an N400, other than the fact that that paint does look very lush and got lots of sparkle and shine in it. Moving around the back of the vehicle is where quite a few of the changes came. So on the back of the vehicle, we had the clear rear lights. Now that was a standard feature on the N400, with these beautiful Magnum infills in the centre, so really changed the look of the back of the vehicle. And as you can also see, we have that Nürburgring green badge just before the Vantage. A few other features that you have that you probably can't see, there were some dynamic changes to the car, so not just with the sports pack suspension, but moving you into the engine bay. So things like we had 400 horsepower, 420 Newton meters of torque. So it was a limited series car. So you had 240 coupes, 240 roadsters, of which we do have one here on site. So it might make you wonder where they got that sort of number from. Well, that's 480 units. That is how many seconds are in 8 minutes, and that was the time it took to get round the Nürburgring in an N400. So a magnificent car. There's quite a few subtle design changes that were on the interior, so we can run you through that shortly, but have a bit of a look around and see what you sort of got here. If you're looking for something that is sub £50,000, me personally, if I had that sort of money, this is what I would be buying. These are a great bit of kit, pretty rare, and I think they've got a very sort of cult following as well. So what makes the interior special on an N400? Well, not only have you got a sill plaque on the side here, which has a picture of the Nürburgring, also denoting the number. This particular car is number 53 of 240. You also got this beautiful perforated seat centre, which was again quite a rare option, or didn't come up that often on very early cars. You may have seen it in DB9s. We also have the perforation on the side of the steering wheel as well, and you also got the aluminium twill dash, which I think just looks really cool, very sporty and very sort of apt for this sort of vehicle. Another real cool feature that I really like is you get a stitching of the Nürburgring on the centre armrest of the vehicle. So thank you for the time for taking to watch this video. I know it's a bit short and probably a bit snappy, but it will give you a good idea of what an N400 is. And hopefully we can sort of try and complete the series with an N420 and an N430. We'd like to sort of run you through what's sort of special on those, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Thank you.